What's up, y'all? It is your girl Chanda Mays. Welcome you to our very first episode of Say It All podcast at the Lush Lounge Beauty Bar, where we ask all and you tell it all. Introducing our guest tonight, Bernard Phillip. He has this cousin with him. His cousin is his right hand man. And Bernard, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yep. Thanks for having me. Bernard Phillip, um, Gainesville native, owner of Phillip and Sons, the funeral directors, a community activist here. Um, uh, just a all around great young man, I feel.
All right, all right. So, how was it growing up in Gainesville?
So growing up in Gainesville was really nice. Uh, my parents lived in Northeast Gainesville, working class, normal working class family. We had a great time. I went to MK Rollins, Howard Bishop, and Gainesville High School.
High Bishop. All
Yep,
right.
yep,
We
yep.
went to High Bishop. All righty. So, do you have children? If so, how many children do you have?
I do. I have 6 children, 4 boys and
Hmm.
2 girls. So
All right. So, what are some of the legacies you would like to leave for your children that you have?
certainly, one of the legacy we're building a legacy currently, and that's funeral service. In this, we obviously have built Philip and Sons, and I look forward to them not only managing Philip and Sons, but branching out. And not actually being like hands on, but running the business as a legacy. That's something that they I'm sure will do for years to come.
So, you mentioned branching out. When you mean branching out, when you say branching out, do you mean you want them to build other networks? You want them to franchise? What do you mean by branching out?
Absolutely. So we this year we are expanding to West Gainesville.
Okay.
My mother is originally from Archer, Florida,
Hmm.
so a lot of families from that west side we serve,
Okay.
and we're looking to go west, and then once after that's over, we're gonna go back east as well. So that's all in the years to come.
So, you're basically telling the audience that you're growing.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're growing now from Melrose. We're serving families um, from Melrose, but we just want to be in Gainesville. We want to
Okay.
give the people of Gainesville a new, nice facility. I mean, because when you lose a loved one, that's a rough time.
Right.
You spend a lot of money, and we want you to be able to see what your money goes to, and that's a nice facility.
Okay. All right. So, as a father, what are you doing differently that you didn't have growing up from your own father?
That's I like that question. So for me, my dad, he like again, he was just a working dad. He worked a 9 to 5 job. Um, I, I don't know. You know, yeah, that's a little tight right there because my dad gave me the world growing up. He gave me everything that I wanted, right? And
Right.
so differently for me, I travel with my children. I take them around the United States. My dad didn't do that because he just worked. He had to be at those people's job. And for me, it's our job. And so I show my kids something different from Alachua County, Gainesville. That's what my dad wasn't able to do.
Okay, so let's switch roles real quick. Bernard speaking about time. So relationships involve time, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's switch it up to relationships. Are you single? We got people that want to know.
So I'm a bachelor. And being a bachelor, you you're single some months you're not single. It's just kind of it's rocky, and it's all over the place. I'm a bachelor.
You're a bachelor. So some months you're single, some months you're not single.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a question. I myself believe in you're single till you're married, right?
Right.
Okay. So what's your view on it?
I like that. Yeah. 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 You're single till you're married. I'm not married.
Okay. So you're available. You're free game.
Yeah, I am.
You kind of hesitated.
I am. Yeah. If you
You
think
unsure?
about it, yeah, I'm single.
You're single.
I'm a bachelor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're going to a female's house to stay the night, what would you be in your spend a night bag?
So in my backpack, I keep boxers, tank top, condoms, my cologne, toothbrush, everything.
Safe sex.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all you have in your bag. You don't have deodorant.
Nah. So
No,
I
you,
don't, I don't use deodorant. Yeah, no, I don't.
you must understand that.
So I take baths. I don't get musky. I don't use that.
You don't need deodorant.
No, I don't.
Cousin, you quiet. You
But
use deodorant? What's in your spend a night bag?
It depends.
Okay.
Depends on
Where you going at?
the house.
All right.
If I'm gonna stay there the whole night, you know. 'Cause I'm single. You know.
So you ain't got to stay.
So I ain't gotta
You
stay.
can leave
I
whenever
can
you.
leave when I want. I ain't got no kids.
Oh, okay. So are you're single?
Yeah.
Y'all looking for a date?
They
You
got
wanna you wanna
they gotta bring their own bag too. Cause I'm single.
so they can't stay tonight?
Yeah.
You
I mean they can stay. Yeah.
you finna say what if they fall asleep? You
They'll wake you up.
you
You
okay, cuz we don't want to question cousin sound like it, y'all. We gotta move on back to Bernard here.
gotta definitely.
You're right.
Right.
I have
Miss
I have to
Mr.
call each
Bernard.
other.
Let's go. Okay, ladies. Y'all gotta listen because if they feel like that, other guys feel like that as well.
Right.
All right. So in a relationship, do you feel like you're an asset or a liability? And I'm gonna ask both of y'all to answer that.
So for me, certainly I'm an asset. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna in any relationship that I've ever been in, any relationship that I'm gonna enter, I'm gonna come to the relationship being able to handle my own and add value to what I step to.
Okay.
Yeah, any female that I've ever dealt with can
So
attest to
let's
that.
elaborate. You mentioned that you had 6 children, right?
Yeah,
So some females will actually see, and I'm just being honest.
right.
Some females will actually see that as baggage, especially if you have little children, because it can interfere with the time that you spend with the female and the time that you have to spend with your children. Hands down, children first. I don't care if I gotta come between you and your child's relationship. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So how do you balance that? Having 6 children.
So three of my children I have custody of, and three of them stay with me. The other
Okay.
three stay with their moms. So I don't have all six
At one
all
time.
at one time, which is a blessing. And then my parents, they're retired, so they help me with those three because I'm a single parent.
Correct.
So you know, the movement is pretty slim, if you will. So, I mean, and they're boys. The three
Okay.
that I have is boys, so they really don't care to be with me
Right.
in a situation. So
Cousin. Well, you don't have any children, so that won't
No,
apply to you. So are you an asset or
I'm a
liability?
very big asset
You're an
because I
asset.
carry my own.
Okay.
So I'm a very big asset.
So what is your profession?
I've been working with the city of Gainesville for 11 years now.
Okay.
I started when I was 20 and 31 now.
Ladies, listen.
I'm in the funeral business now. Um, I say I'm a very big asset to the funeral business and to the city of Gainesville because one, I come to work ready for work. I'm on time. So, and I let nothing interfere with my work.
So you're dependable and reliable
Very.
and responsible, sounds like it.
that's my director of operations.
Okay.
Yeah,
All righty. So you trust him.
I do.
So can females trust him?
Yeah, they can
You
trust.
kind of hesitated.
Yeah, they can trust.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cause
y'all can ask me questions if y'all want to.
I mean,
We need to engage. This is an
so
engaging
so
podcast.
so so I don't have no I just want to answer
Okay.
all your questions.
All right.
I want this to be
So, what's the most expensive thing that you've ever bought for a female?
the what is it called? The
What?
what's that the bag we bought? I
What
bought
kind of bag? You
Um,
got
what
Gucci.
is
You
it?
got
It start with a T.
YSL. You
no
got
not that
Tory and Birch. You got
the Louis Vuitton.
Louis
I bought a
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton bag for a
But you
friend of
single.
mine.
You spend that kind of money on
She's good.
just
She's a
random.
good friend of mine.
She's a good friend.
Yeah, and, you know,
A real good
she
friend.
a real good friend.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah.
All right, cousin.
Hmm. The very most
Expensive,
expensive.
right? And it don't have to be a
Um,
gift. It could be a trip. It could be you
right.
giving money.
I bought a very expensive piece of jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it worth it?
it was for the time.
Did you ask for it back when you left her?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm not an Indian.
So, all right. Okay. All right. So, what are your expectations? Even though we're not supposed to have expectations, but what are your expectations, Bernard, when you're dealing with a female?
So my expectations is one. Uh, the- for me, first thing is I need for her toes to be in order. She has to keep her toes
T-
together.
her toes?
Her
You,
toes. That's my expectation.
her toes.
Her toes. Anybody knows me? Their toes need
You
to be
got a
together.
foot fetish.
Yeah, but I feel like a woman who takes care of toes, she takes care like the rest of her life. And then after her toes, her bathroom needs to be in order. Her bathroom, like her cleanliness needs to be in line. Like, you could be fine, but if your
Mm.
toes and you're not clean at your house, I don't care if you bother with you. No.
All righty, ladies. Make sure your toes in your bathroom clean if you want to date Bernard. Cousin.
My biggest thing is cleanly. Yeah.
Okay.
It,
Toes. You like toes too?
it depends on the person. Yeah. Feet. Yeah. Keep them clean. Because my granddad always say, if your feet stink, like I said,
Yeah.
your ass stink. So,
We keeping it real.
so yeah.
I never heard of that.
So,
Okay. Make sure y'all feet don't stink, ladies.
right.
Okay.
And that's from Jimmy Williams.
Okay. All right. For a female, what do you consider a high body count? And we mean high body count, high body count. You know what y'all say when y'all in y'all little circles or y'all talking to y'all homeboys and y'all saying, "Oh, what's a high body count?"
I'm Philip.
And we are the sons.
Here at Philip and Sons, the funeral directors, families can expect
Crisp, dignified service.
Also at Philip and Sons, we're here to ensure that the family is comforted in their most darkest hours, and also ensuring that they are receiving services beyond expectation.
here in your time of need. You can find us here in the beautiful city of Melrose, Philip and Sons, the funeral directors.
The name you come to respect.
I would say for me, I count for a female. Tell people don't tell the truth no more. You just don't know.
Come on, we being honest
Yeah, I
here.
know. A high body count is more than 5 people. Like
It's more than 5 people.
that's too many people. You don't,
Wait a minute.
you
Hold
don't
on.
need to be doing all that with everybody. Just I think for me, society has things a little backwards. A man has a whole lot of women. It's all right. But a woman go to having too many different partners and all that, you're a hoe. Like
So
you shouldn't be doing it.
so how elaborate with that? Like how is that? Why do y'all feel that way?
So I mean because so the woman, her body is like it's a temple, right? I mean, the man has to go in her,
Okay, but
right?
the Bible says your body is a temple. It don't say the female body a
Yeah, I
temple, a
know,
male
I
body a
know.
temple. So
Yeah, I
that
know.
means y'all body a temple too.
But yeah, yeah, most definitely. But the female body is a temple, and you got to go in that. The man body, you don't go in that. They don't get going in. You don't get that done. Oh no.
Some people
Well,
do.
I don't.
Okay,
That
so
ain't for
let's
me.
clarify. Some people do.
Yeah, that ain't mine.
All
That
right.
ain't what I do. So I feel like five. If it's more than five, we'll just be cool.
So what if you heavily involved with her? You don't fall in love with her. She everything that you want, need, and desire, and you find out that she's been with more than 5 people.
That has
Is
happened.
it worth you letting go?
I think
You sure?
I do.
Is it worth it?
For me, yeah, like that. It just, you don't need all that. You don't need.
But it's okay for you to do it. It's okay for your body count to be high, but not hers.
We know.
No,
Uh,
right is right.
I
Come
know.
on now.
Okay. hmm My body count not high though. I'm real conservative.
You real conservative. You just
Yes,
flirtatious.
I'm flirtatious. Absolutely, that's the word.
Okay.
I just talk. I have conversations, and it's mainly just business. You know, I want to be on a person's mind when death occurs. I want you to say, "That young man Bernard."
But you're gonna keep it on a business mind,
I'm
right?
gonna keep it on the business. I ain't gonna go too far left.
Too far left.
I ain't gonna go too far.
What too far left?
Too far left is I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna try to smash. I'm not gonna try to smash.
And let
Nah.
that cover the expenses from the funeral.
Let it
Yeah,
let it cover.
the expenses from the funeral.
No. See what I do not do. Oh no, I don't mix business and pleasure.
We gotta behave.
Yeah, I
It
know. Yeah, I
happens.
know, but not at 310 State Road 26.
Okay.
We don't mix the two.
Okay.
When I'm dealing with a family and talking with a family, we dealing and talking business. That's it.
That's it.
Nah, that's it. Ain't nothing else.
What if they pull you outside?
I keep it business.
Okay.
The whole week, 2 week, whatever it is. Now, after that, they got a they got an issue they need to talk about. I talk to you. But during that week, I'm gonna keep it business.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. Cousin,
I don't know why
you
cuz.
straight business.
Cuz just told me the other day, that's why we
Go ahead.
right.
We saying it all. Go ahead and tell on cuz. What you did, cuz.
Well, so no,
It's
I
okay.
talked to you people in Waldo, Florida, and he said, "Well, what's so good?" I say, "Well, you do want to keep burying the people in Waldo, don't you?" He's like, "Yeah, talk to him, keep talking to him." So,
We just build I think
yeah,
we
you
build
just build
relationships
relationships.
one family at a time. And
Okay.
it's not like a sexual relationship, right?
Right.
And sometimes people's minds, I think, are so closed minded
Mm-hmm.
until they'll think if you're speaking and talking or engaging with someone on a trip,
Okay.
taking them out to dinner,
All right.
you fuck them. That's not the
Always
case.
true.
That's not the case. You're just building relationships. And you
Okay.
have to do that one family at a time.
One family at a time. So do you believe, since you spoke about building a relationship, do you believe a male and a female can have a relationship without having sex?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's switch roles. Growing up, um, being a mortician, has that always been your dream?
It has.
Okay.
Since I was 7 years old. Oh, God. I've always wanted to become a mortician,
Okay.
and yeah, I worked at a local funeral home here in Gainesville.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how do you maintain a balance of being empathetic and starting during the entire process when a family first calls you and say, "Hey, my loved one passed," or the hospital calls you and say somebody loved one passed, and you got to contact the family, pick up the body, then you got to go to a home to meet the family. Like, how do you remain balanced through this whole time?
yeah. With life and everything else.
Mhm.
Um, Again, this has become a job, but this is a passionate career. And so the empathy is something God, empathy and passion is something God bestowed upon me. So it's really really natural for us to prime example today. My son turned 8. We had breakfast lined up for the family call, and I had to quickly transition from taking him to eat breakfast to meeting with the family this morning. But then I was back on track to meet him to eat breakfast, and so I think just a strong passion and desire to make sure things are right for families each and every time
Okay.
gives me the balance to be able to do both. Yep,
Okay.
yep, yep.
All right. You help him out. How do you balance, even though you don't have a girlfriend or wife, you don't have children, but you still have a 9 to 5 job?
So I work full time for the city. Most days when I clock out at 2, I leave there and go straight to the funeral home.
Okay.
So I may be there from 3 to 11, 3 to 12, 3 to 1, 3 to 2 a.m. Get back home, eat something, take a shower, go to bed and do it all over again. So, you know, just time management and, being, engaged and having this as a passion makes you balance everything out because it's something you enjoy doing. I won't say my full time job is something I don't enjoy doing. Doing it for so many years, I'm tired of it,
Hmm.
but it pays the bills.
Correct.
So, you know, after leaving there and going to something I enjoy doing actually relaxes me, and it makes my time management.
So you spoke about your 9 to 5 pays your bills. So it's something that you can rely on, that you know that check is coming, opposed to being self-employed where your flow may stop at any time. Like you have seasons of highs and lows with self-employment, but you stay employed. That means you know that you're getting a check to pay your bills.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of entrepreneurs, the reason I ask you that is because a lot of entrepreneurs feel that when they walk into entrepreneurship, if they have a 9 to 5, they automatically supposed to stop it. So, like me, for instance, I'm an entrepreneur. I also have a job. It's not a 9 to 5 because I'm a case manager. But at the end of the day, I know that if I don't have clients on my business side, I still got that check coming in. So I just want entrepreneurs to know that it's okay for you to actually remain employed until you actually have that cash flow that you need in order to maintain your lifestyle. And Bernard's laughing, so you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I think that's great. Your perspective on that. I'm the total opposite, though, right?
Hmm.
And I'm the total opposite because I came to a market where there was already funeral homes. They have been here for 100 years, and so I couldn't do that.
Right.
I had to. I took Steve Harvey's, and I tell my staff. Steve Harvey had this show or whatever it was about jumping.
Hmm.
I had to jump, and in jumping, I left a $80,000 job working at a funeral home in Philadelphia to open my funeral home, and I couldn't come here and work for the guys down the street because they wanted to pay me pennies.
Right.
The guys down the street wanted to pay me pennies. But anyway, I had to do it, just do it, like, and there's nothing else that I've ever did. Like, I never worked anywhere else. I worked at Ward's, y'all. And I worked at Classic Car Detail, but I never worked at another funeral home in Gainesville. I mean, like 9 to 5, right?
Hmm.
So I jumped. And so I tell my staff, sometimes you jump in the time that you're gonna put into working for somebody else, you put it into working at your place.
I agree.
So since 2018, I've got up like I had bodies. I got up like I had to serve families.
Right.
I cut my yard. I just did everything that needed to be done around the funeral home until things just started going. So I'll tell entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, whatever business you're starting, just work at it, work hard at it, and you don't have to live above your means. And you may want to know what that means.
Please
Don't
repeat that.
don't live above your means. Like, don't drive expensive car and live in apartments. Like, don't eat out when you can go home and cook. Like, don't wear stuff that you can't really buy and wear. Like, just do what you can long enough until you do what you want to do. And that's what we're doing. We're doing that currently. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that you have not ever worked for a funeral home in Gainesville. There has been a name change lately. I don't know how long it's been, but the funeral home started as Philip and Wiley, if I'm not
It did.
mistaken. It did. So can you tell us not what happened, but what caused the name to change?
Yeah, we're in a little bit of litigation, so
So you can't talk.
I'll be a little careful about what I can say.
Okay.
But uh the other name that was a part of us, he branched off. He
Okay.
wanted to do other things. Like he's flying planes or something like that.
So actually he's my classmate. And I know a little about him.
Yeah,
He is a airline
Stewart.
stewardess,
Yeah.
correct, right?
Really,
Yeah.
really good guy.
He's very
Yeah, great
he's
family.
hands down.
We in fact we still serve his family. I just don't know that this was his strongest passion. And we applaud him for whatever it is he's doing. But this was my passion. This is my
Correct.
passion. And so we changed the name very quickly and we kept it moving.
So that goes to show that even if you have issues or if you have a separation in business, you can still remain professional and friends.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, audience, we are actually going to take a break and we will be back in a few.
Lush Lash Beauty Lounge, Black family owned salon here in Gainesville, Florida. Servicing hair, nails, makeup, lashes, and more.
We are back live. Y'all ready?
We ready?
All right. You sure?
Sure.
Okay. So what have you done in the past to manage clients' expectations?
You want you got it.
Either
You said
one.
what have we done in the past to manage?
Clients' expectations. So for instance, if you have a client coming in, and of course a lot of business goes by word of mouth. So if you have a client and this client say you were perfect, y'all did everything right, y'all helped them, y'all were there from the top to the bottom, from the beginning to the end. How do you carry that on to your clients after that?
After that. So it's for us is that's very simple. We provide to each and every family crisp, dignified professional service. It doesn't matter the type of service, that is what each family gets. And so that's how we go above and beyond what each family wants, is giving them those three things.
Okay. So have there ever been some situations within your career that may have shaken you up, gotten you upset, caused you to want to act unprofessional, but you had to always remain your professionalism?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. Yeah. Oftentimes we deal with families who uh who are irate and they're all over the place and things like that. But I tell the staff, I tell myself, I tell our licensed funeral directors, that we haven't lost a loved one. So we don't know the grief or the pain that they're experiencing. So let's always just listen and give them advice um, for that. So we keep that in the back of our heads at all times. So it keeps us level.
Okay, so with that being said, you all just serviced the family with the loved one passed who was young. There were videos going on Facebook where you drove the body, because I think this is a normal practice for you. You drove the body by the home,
Mhm.
and there you parked in front of the house, and the relatives or whoever was in the back of the either on the side of the body or in the back playing loud music, rap music, dancing. That's something that they want to do, but then you got people that kind of judged that and that felt that was wrong. How do you handle stuff like that?
You're great. I'm glad you asked, and I love for people to hear this. Hopefully, I would love for this to go to the older crowd as well. Um, in that those three words, crisp, dignified, professional. I was telling Pastor Andre Presley that works for us, in the midst of that particular funeral, if you looked at it, we stayed crisp, dignified, and professional When you seen those burgundy and black cars, they weren't swerving. They didn't have any rap music coming out the back of them. They were crisp, dignified, and professional. What a family does to celebrate the life of their loved one, it's their business, right?
Right.
But we gonna stay professional. You know what I mean? We're not gonna have that stuff playing out of our hearses. We not gonna be swerving in and out of traffic. We're gonna remain crisp, dignified, professional. So even with that service going down 8th Avenue, I was telling my 10-year-old and my whoever who's
Mhm.
riding the hearse, and was like, Daddy, you ain't gonna swerve. I said, no, sir. And when you get to driving, you
You
better
better
not
not say.
swerve either.
All right. So I noticed from social media is everywhere now. Social media platform is huge. You can see people all over social media. I remember years ago when I first saw on social media, I think it started up north when they were actually driving the caskets around. You see the casket and the clear thing. Like that's
Yeah.
something new to Gainesville. What made you start doing that?
In the horse and carriage.
Mhm.
Yep. So I worked shout out to Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home in Atlanta, Georgia. I worked there. And he buried he still does. He buried all of the stars in Atlanta. And he brought the horse and carriage to Atlanta area. Rosa Parks, Coretta Scott King, I can go on and on. And so working there, that's what was done. And I seen here, they didn't quite do that. Those guys were older.
Right.
It takes a lot of work and a lot of logistics. And so the guys here, they don't want to do that. They just want to take Alachua County families' money and don't give them no service, right? So, yeah, you heard it. Yeah, take their money, no service. So we said, why not give these people service beyond their expectation? And so that is wrap caskets. That's horse and carriage. That's uh, top hats and tails. Like we started that, but we started that with another young man who has a funeral home. He still got a funeral home on Hawthorne.
I'm not sure if that can.
Okay, well, the people know what I'm talking about. We started all that stuff, and so we wanted to give them service beyond expectation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I actually had a conversation with somebody and we were talking about I think one of their loved ones recently passed or had passed and they were trying to locate a funeral home. Of course, the loved one didn't have insurance.
Mm.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have life insurance. So your funeral home came up and it was like, oh, call him. He worked with us before. And he's not all about money. I can honestly say that. So you are known from what I've heard in the community about being willing to work with families, as you stated, and it's not all about money.
Yeah, yeah,
So what made you
go
be
that route.
willing to work with a family that does not have the means or the money that's necessary because we bury loved ones. We just buried my aunt, my nana. She was like my grandmother. She had her funeral prepaid for, but we know that that does not cover everything.
Right.
My cousin pitched in and did a lot because we wanted her to actually be remembered and recognized and honored. So, what advice would you give families to make sure that they can send their loved one off properly?
All right, so that was two questions. So first, I help families because this is a passion. I feel like everybody deserves a decent burial. Um, Realistically, it does not cost that much to bury a person, but this is our business. There's a marketable and everything, so that's how we make money. So at the bare minimum, I help families at what it costs me. I would rather serve that family at cost and know that that family is going to deal with me for years to come, and not gain anything from that particular family,
Okay.
right? So that's first. That's first, and then second, I would say to families, get life insurance. Life insurance is generational wealth. Okay, um, it's generational wealth. Once you know somebody's gonna die, get it. You don't have to spend all the money at the funeral home. Invest the rest of the money. If that's not the case because they're too old and they can't get life insurance, do a pre-planning arrangement. Just pre-plan that. You can do that with us. And you can pay monthly on this pre-planning. So there's ways. I mean, you don't have to do this GoFundMe thing. That's crazy.
So you don't care for GoFundMe when people use GoFundMe?
Not at all. I think GoFundMe is just a joke. It's a joke. I mean, because at the end of the day, once you do a GoFundMe, like now I gotta try to figure out how you gonna give me my money.
Right.
Then they gonna take money from you because you went through this GoFundMe.
Correct.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you dislike within this field? Because I know you mentioned it's a gift. You love doing it, but I'm sure with anything, there's stuff that we dislike
Yeah.
in its life.
Yeah.
We're not gonna like everything. So what would you say that you dislike about this?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You said that you
One of the biggest things that I dislike, and you see it a lot in this area, is trying to undercut another funeral home. So if I'm charging the family 6,000, you come behind me and go knock on their door and say,
Yeah.
"Well, I do it for two,
Yeah.
or I do it for free."
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in this world free.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't know how in the world you're gonna do it for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my biggest dislike is, undercutting another funeral home, or even making false accusations on another funeral home. A lot of that go wrong. So
Yeah.
in this business, it's a lot of backstabbing and
Yeah. Yeah, we
different
gotta have
kind
that.
of different just evil little things that different people try to do. So that's my biggest dislike in the funeral business.
Yeah. It's like it reminds you a lot. It's like the dope game. I ain't never sold dope, but I got family that done did Fed time and stuff. So it's like we've been on this block forever. We've been doing this. Now you here, I'm finna go tell the people on you. You know what I mean? So my biggest problem is just the hate and the rhetoric that's thrown out about you. You know what I mean? That outside of that, I don't have anything else because I serve families. I got like tunnel vision. You know what I mean? But outside of that, it's just the hate. Like, stop hating. People be hating.
So you believe in collaboration, basically,
Yeah,
if possible, because everything you can't collaborate with everybody. So you believe that if it was possible, that you could or would be willing to collaborate with another funeral home if needed.
nah,
No.
we ain't collaborate. McDonald's don't deal with
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Burger,
Right.
right,
Burger King. I mean, when Walgreens don't deal with
CVS.
CVS, they work on the street.
correct.
Just do you.
And
I'm
each one
do
of them
me.
still making money. So
Right.
you have your
Right.
own clientele that you serve. So you don't
Yeah.
believe in I stole your clients or I stole your family or we gonna charge you $10,000. They may charge you $12,000. So like if something a scenario like that came about, how would you handle it if it came to you?
And,
How would you handle that scenario?
The hate.
Correct. Right.
Oh, we did it all the time. But
So
example
how
for
do
it
you
is
handle it?
so I give you a prime example. Two young ladies were killed in a car accident. They lost their life. You remember that? And we serving the family. We told the family a price. This particular funeral home, we told them $15,000 less after we done made the arrangements. People about to be placed in caskets. How do you deal with that? You look at the family and you say, look, you can go over there if you want to. I mean, you have to remain professional, right?
Right.
It angers you, but you just have to remain professional. And when you remain professional, people pick up on that. They know that. They say, you know what? He ain't bashed them when
Right.
they was bashing him. So, and that's what I tell my staff. I tell all of them. You tell you, y'all don't bash in public. Now we can bash them at the funeral home, but when you're in public, just smile. Oh, he did. Yes, ma'am. We understand. We'll pray for him.
So speaking of bashing, um, some business owners take their problems with clients to social media. And when I say some business owners take their problems to clients with social media, like they may have a bad customer, and they get on social media and bash the customer. So, for instance, like you said, y'all will talk about it behind closed doors. Um, what do you think about social media platforms?
We ain't talking about nobody business on social media.
Okay.
Yeah, we posting flyers about when the service is gonna be,
Okay.
what we did in the community, but we're not talking about business.
So, outside of your business, what do you think about people doing that on social media?
Nope, nobody that works for me gonna do it.
No, not your
Oh,
company. I'm just saying
other
in
people.
general. What are you?
Oh yeah,
What are
my
your?
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean,
It's unprofessional.
yeah, it's unprofessional.
It's tacky.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of it comes from us. I hate to say it, but a lot
It
of it
does.
comes from us.
African American.
African Americans, black folks.
Yeah. You don't even see them white boys on. They ain't on social media talking about nothing. No.
So why do y'all think that happens in the African American society? So say for instance, you may have, and I'm not racist, anybody know me, I deal with white, black, red, yellow, purple, green, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, whatever you are. So this is not a racist question or comment. But when you're dealing with African American people or black folks and things like that happen, what would be your response? Like how would you handle it?
I, I don't even get into like that kind of stuff with people. You know,
So like me, I know
I just don't.
a lot of people don't know me. A lot of people know of me, and I know for a fact a lot of people don't like me, which anybody knows me, I really don't care. But I've grown to understand or to learn that they may say they don't like me, but it's maybe they don't understand who I am.
Right.
Because they never been in my circle is tight and it's small. So just because you may say you dislike me, that's not going to stop me
Yeah.
from working with you. Money green. But then you have some people that say, "Oh, I don't like her. I don't like him. I'm not gonna deal with them. I'm not gonna work with them." Like, what's your intake on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know too many people that don't like me, and if they don't like me, they can keep not liking me, right? Because
Right.
I walk my own walk. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
created my own path, and I just if you don't want to be in my path, you won't be in my path, and so I don't live day to day worrying about who don't like me. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But I do live day to day doing right by people. And so with that being said, I feel like, you know, the hell with
Okay.
yeah.
Cousin,
Well, my mama always said, if somebody don't like you or
you're
if
doing
they
something right.
dislike you, you're doing something right.
Right.
So I guess we're doing something right at 310 State Road 26.
All righty. All right. So, have you ever had to deal with some unusual requests from families? If so, give us an example.
Just deal with. Uh, yeah, we had some unusual requests. We had a family that wanted us to let their loved ones' goals be shown. You remember that?
Let,
Yeah.
repeat that
They wanted their loved ones' goals.
when they smile.
Yeah.
How
At
how how,
at the funeral.
how that work?
Well, it didn't work.
I'm like, how,
So
cause
so we had already embalmed the young man, and we had glued his mouth already, and so it couldn't be done. Yeah, it's very unusual request. Yeah, I think it's been done here before. Though. Yeah.
so that goes into the next question. How do you ensure that the deceased is given a natural look, peaceful facial expressions? Because we all know that usually your facial expression set. So can you possibly change it?
Yeah, but you know, you got to call Phillips and Sons. You got to die to get that because that's like I tell that it's somebody listening and watching
That could use it.
that can use it.
Okay.
And but it's very simple. I give a little bit of it. It's embalming science. It's restorative art. and you can't watch somebody embalm and redo it. You got to go to mortuary school, get a license, get certified, and you'll be able to do that like that.
You kind of said that with some kind of What can you elaborate? Do you have
Yeah,
people out here practicing without license and certifications?
yeah, they do it all the time. I did it for a long time too, but I just you this is a profession that for years, the people who did the embalming were like they were the they were the back house guys. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? They weren't the out front guys. And I get it. I did. So but now you need to be licensed. You be licensed. We got a lot of people going to the state board on us nowadays. And you gotta be licensed because they're going to the state board. So be licensed.
So when you say they're going to the state board, does the state actually come here?
Yeah, the white boys come check you out. They want to know what's going on.
So they watch you from the beginning to the end.
What? Yeah, they watching you. Like our lives, we got like Nita B, shout out to Nita B. They record funerals.
Mhm.
And so these other folk are sending Nita B videos to the state board. They like the feds, they be watching us.
It's not against the law to record. So
No,
why are they
but
sending it
but
to the state board?
like so if you don't have a licensed funeral director,
To
you're not, yeah,
practice.
they
And
like
you're having a funeral.
you
And
having a
so they have
funeral.
a perfect video saying that you're practicing and you don't
Yep.
have any license. So that's the proof that you're practicing.
Yep. But they don't know who licensing working for.
Because so now with licensing, you can work under somebody else's license,
Absolutely. Yeah. Or they could be working, but the
but
people who
not their
calling
name.
don't know they working.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So you spoke about embalming. Can you tell us the difference between being a mortician and an embalmer?
No, yeah, almost definitely. So a mortician is it encompasses being embalmer, funeral director. It's just an old term, one that I like. I call myself a mortician. My email is mortician1000. So, being a mortician, the term is the person who handles the body, if you will, that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. By experiencing deceased bodies frequently, do you do that makes you want to live your life different and to the fullest?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every day, and especially the last 6 months, I have lost so many close friends, funeral directors, and it just makes you live every day like it's your last. People say that, but people don't even realize we're here today and not gone tomorrow, but we're here today and gone today. And it makes us just it makes me, I don't know about could, it makes me I love on my kids, I love on my parents, and I don't hold back on I go all the way back to the beginning on relationships. If you don't have what I need, you need to move out the way because I'm gonna get what I need.
Okay. Cousin?
I can say the same because when you're actually funeralizing someone, you look at it as that's gonna be me one day. So it makes you, respect and appreciate life more. It makes you live your life to the fullest. That things you have not done, you should get out and do.
Okay. All right. So does any part of your work come back to haunt you in your dreams?
No, absolutely not. I never think about that.
Mm.
Mhm.
I mean, I drink sometimes. Even like yesterday, we funeralized my aunt, my mom's third sister. Um, she was in the hospital sick for a couple months, and she lived in Tampa. And even before she even passed away, I had dreams of her funeral.
Mhm.
And I mean, I won't say it haunted me, but once yesterday came, the whole week, Saturday actually came and the family processed in. I was like, I seen it. This already was seen. So I won't say it was haunted, but sometimes you have, visions of things that's going to actually happen, and it does happen.
All right, so that's the questions on the card.
Uh-oh. No questions.
All right.
It is.
So, bachelors, right?
Mhm.
Give us an idea of the perfect female for you. Because you free game. I'm pretty sure single females are watching. There has been questions floating in the atmosphere about you, Mr. Phillip. Um,
People
so
want to know. They
get,
want to know.
j-
All
j-
right,
just give us an example of a perfect woman for you.
So for me, I think what's perfect is a cougar.
A cougar?
Yeah, I like an older, seasoned woman.
I'm gonna stop you. That's contradicting.
Why?
Cause you say a body count to you is 5, right?
Yeah, but she needs to.
So
She
a
don't need to be.
cougar gon'
She don't need to be like had that many.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she can be
How
a
old
cougar.
are you?
I'm 38,
So what's a cougar?
49, 50. I'm 55. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
47.
Okay.
Uh, Cousin, what did you just say?
At the cougar mark yet.
Playing.
Still traveling by grace.
She's been playing right.
Oh my,
So a cougar would
I'm
be.
not a cougar. I'm definitely not a cougar.
Yeah, you still. Yeah, yeah.
I might be a tiger, but I ain't no cougar. Okay.
So,
All right.
cougar.
So what's a cougar? Your
My def-
body language, face, like what do you want your cougar to look like?
I want my cougar to be just a nice, dignified, well mannered woman who don't have a lot of drama, a lot of issues. She works, she has her own home. Like she's just ready to embrace a man who works heavily, has a lot going on. She gonna cook, clean, and make sure he's straight.
Yeah, I ain't no cougar for you because I don't cook. No,
Yeah.
we be eating now, so no.
And so
So would that be a disqualification?
that Phil's always asks me, he's like, she gone already? Well, she don't cook.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
she don't cook. She was trying. What
Ladies,
she was trying to cook? What a girl was
make
cooking?
sure you know how to cook.
Chicken-
Cougars,
Chicken and fries.
Chicken and fried.
that's
Hot.
food. That's the whole meal.
Yeah, I know. We
You don't
want
want
meal.
that every night.
Yeah, we want meal. I want like mashed potatoes.
I have to say, what's your
broccoli.
ideal meal that you want your cougar to cook
Yeah,
for you?
I want like turkey wing, mashed potatoes, broccoli, salmon, and something. I mean, stuff like that. I just want something that's gonna stick to me.
And you want this every night.
Every night. I mean, the routine. 3 nights we eat out, something like that. Yeah, yeah, the coolest. Because these young women, they don't want to cook. They want to party and hang out. This now I don't have time for that.
Okay. So let's children. What's your maximum amount of kids that you will be okay with that a female has?
I don't have any issues with that. I don't have it. I love children.
Okay.
Yeah, children love me. I have 6, so I can't be like I got to just I can embrace it. Proud of that.
Okay. Cousin.
Same. I like kids. I don't have any, but I have nieces and nephews, so they mine.
Okay.
But at least a woman that if she does have kids, she need to be able to have more when I get ready.
When you get ready.
Right.
You 31.
I'm 30.
What's your age to stop
For me,
for children?
You don't
Mhm.
want no damn
I don't
kid.
even want none, to be honest. No.
You don't want no kid.
Do you want any more kids, Bernard? No.
I'm okay. My youngest is 8. I don't need any children. That's why I want cougar. Her ass ain't gonna want no children.
She might. Janet Jackson was 50 when she had her first one.
You want children?
I have 3 boys, and I'm fine with them, and they about grown. My youngest one is 16. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm, so what are relationships? Do you like your relationship private, public?
I prefer private. I prefer private, but today's female kind of likes public, right? So you have to kind of be okay with it because they put you on social media and stuff. But I prefer private.
So I seen a post today saying about females are being hidden. Um, so do you say that it's a difference between being hidden in a private relationship, or do you think private is basically you being hidden?
I think the private is being hid. Yeah, and so I've been accused of that. I've
Of
been
hiding your
accused, yeah,
relationships.
hiding it. Like you don't want to be seen with me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, ain't that? Why you won't tell everybody?
So why were you hiding? What are you hiding from? You single. You're
You
a
mean
bachelor.
what? You don't want everybody in your business like that, though. You know what I mean?
Is it that you don't want everybody in your business, or you just don't want to get caught?
No, I'm a bachelor, so you know,
So technically, it's not a relationship.
it's not a relationship. So, cause like I think they all kind of know. They all be kind of knowing about everybody.
All multiple,
They,
more than one.
I think they
All
be.
is multiple.
They kind of know, don't they? No, they don't know.
If they don't, they do not.
Okay.
You
They did, Pat. Let's use Pat. They did back in 22,
22 was last year.
15 days ago.
You so you cheated in 22.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
You care to elaborate?
I gonna cheat?
Yeah. Why did you cheat? Why do men cheat?
I think men cheat because, dang, I don't want to tell on y'all, bro. But so I think men cheat because we get bored with what we have, and women aren't. It's there's something with this other woman that you're not getting with this woman. You know what I mean? And then I add to that. I think men who cheat, our appetites are a little bit more heavier than you know than most. So we tend to have multiple, right? But it takes a lot. You got to, as a friend of mine, Gus Thornhill, late Gus Thornhill, would say, you got to have deep pockets when you go into cheating because you got to take care of this woman, that household, that woman, this, that. So it takes a lot.
So you got deep pockets because you just said you was cheating last year. So come on now.
Yeah, I got deep pockets.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
All right.
That was 22.
That was 22.
Turned
So
the
you're a
leaf.
whole different
Yeah, we turned the
Bernard
leaf.
in 23.
Yeah,
Well, you
see.
just haven't had time to cheat yet.
We ain't cheating.
Okay, we're not cheating in 23.
We
Being
gonna keep
faithful
it
with the
straight.
cougar.
Right.
Okay. Cougars.
Where y'all
He
at?
got deep pockets.
Where y'all at?
He got time.
Yeah. And see, but the Cougars don't really care about your deep pockets. You gonna just you gonna match they vibe. You gonna match they fly. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have any questions? Y'all want to give any advice?
Got something.
Mhm. If you're in a relationship, don't don't have nobody going around taking pictures or you know just doing crazy stuff, following you. You just don't do stuff like that. That's just
That's
crazy.
stalking.
Yeah, that's kind of stalking. So, but you at the end you want to be with the man, but you stalking the people, and you don't know what's going on. Like I could be at a business meeting, I can be out to dinner with a family. We take families out to dinner. We make arrangements at restaurants.
Longhorn. To
So
be exact.
you don't. So if you got a man, you feel like he's a good man, don't do crazy stuff to run the man off. Even if you don't cook or clean.
Yeah.
All right, so we would like to appreciate both of you all for being guests on Say It All.
We greatly
We
appreciate it.
thank you for answering all the questions, for being honest, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. And we appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Thank you all.
Most definitely.
Lush Lash Beauty Lounge, Black family owned salon here in Gainesville, Florida. Servicing hair, nails, makeup, lashes, and more.